Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this episode we play around with some presets for landscapes. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs and welcome to episode 92 of my photography, Lightroom and Photoshop tips. My name is Serge Ramelli. I'm a French photographer living in the beautiful city of Paris. Last week I showed you how to create an illustrative type of composite. This is the final result. It was a bit of a more complex tutorial, but it's really fun to do. This week, I'm happy to announce that my landscape presets are finally released. We've been working on it for quite a while, shooting photos, testing a few things to really give you the best preset for your landscapes. And I'm going to show you how I play around with them and how I use them as a base for inspiration and for retouching. So this is my new package, the Lightroom presets, and here is the tutorial. So as I told you in the intro, I'm very happy to announce that my fourth volume of the Lightroom preset is out. It's called Landscapes, and we worked a lot on the landscape. On my website you can see a lot of before and after of examples that this presets can do in Lightroom. But I want to make really a tutorial on how to use presets and how this can be a source of inspiration, how I work with it, and how you can improve it, because there's a lot of effects you can put into it. And what presets is going to do is put you in situations or bring you in places you did not expect. So this is how I usually work. I will show you at the end of this video how you install the presets once you purchase them. But they are already installed on my Lightroom. So what I did is I just took, this is one photo from the Alps, and what I did is I right-click and created a virtual copy. I did this 3 times, so I have 4 versions of the same photo. And one thing good to know about virtual copy is that they don't take any space on your hard drive. All they are is basically variation of retouching of a photo, but it's still on the same raw file. Once you're in the develop module, you have this new, if you bought it, the Photo Search Volume 4 landscape. And so I'm going to go, this one I'm going to leave as the original, and I'm going to take this one, for example. And this one, for example, I'm going to show you the, now if you hover over here, you can see up in the window a preview of what the preset is going to do. On this first photo, I'm going to go for black and white, complex lighting. You will see there is several sections to it. The first 5 presets is black and white. I'm going to take the ones called complex lighting, which is my favorite. And just out of the box, look how it looks. Pretty amazing, isn't it? This one, I don't even think I would do any retouching to it. It's very dramatic black and white. And this preset was created, it's actually a pretty complex one and was inspired by Ansel Adams and this way of retouching. Okay, the next preset, I'm going to go. So we've done the black and white. I'm going to show you in colors. You see there's a whole bunch of colors one. And I'm going to show you green mountains, for example, because green mountains works pretty well on this photo, for example. Okay, makes the sky, it looks like it's the end of the day. I mean, it just gives a look to it, I would probably, on this one, I would probably add a bit more clarity or take off a bit more clarity. I could go in the gradient, locate one of the gradient that has been done and even maybe change a bit the colors. You can just look at what gradient and what has been done with the different colors. You can see here is some green, here is some orange. If I want to take some of the orange, I can just desaturate it a little bit, And as I said, it's just a starting point, maybe add a bit of contrast and add more vignetting on this one, and that would be, the end result of this one. Okay, a third photo. On this one, we created real sun rays. I'm going to use experimental. There is a whole bunch of experimental preset, and this one is called Sun Rays 2. And look what it does. There's a sun with actual sun rays on the photo. And, it's not so contrasty. I would leave it as such, okay? Next, I'm going to go to this long exposure of the sea taken in Spain. And I'm going to go to Tone, which is another whole version of it. And golden light, I think, worked pretty well on this one. It makes like a sort of a sepia. I just like the effect that it creates on this one. Then I create another virtual copy of this photo. And this time I'm going to go to the preset called Sky. There's a whole bunch of presets which are Sky. And I'm going to take the Sky called Epic, this one. And I like what it does on this photo. I think it's a bit too much bright, so I can just, back it down a little bit. Maybe make the shadows, just make it a bit darker, and on the highlights, bring down the highlights and bring down the whites maybe a little bit, but I liked what it gives. Okay, third example of the same scene. I'm gonna go and again, I'm just gonna go through and find something I like. I could go like completely crazy like this, orange city, and make it like if it was marsh. And I could just, if I find it too much saturated, I could just bring down the saturation and just leave it a tint like this, And that could be a starting point. Okay, next, the Mont Saint-Michel. That's the first photo. I'm going to leave it untouched. I'm going to go to the second one. And on the Mont Saint-Michel, I'm going to go to colors. And I think I tried one preset. It was called Natural. I like what Natural did to it. It really brings out the scene, This was a nice night on the Mont Saint-Michel. Now on this one, I would add probably, a graded filter on the top of it here. Just to make it a bit more dramatic and add a bit more clarity. Okay, and maybe on this one, add a bit more yellow in the sky, or not, or green. Whatever, find some colors. No, actually, I think I would go even more blue on this one. Yeah, that would just be your starting point. Okay, let's take again the same photo, but this time let's use color called Dusk. I mean, you have to try them out on your photos, and they will take you to places you don't expect. Okay, Dusk. Dusk is this one. It's very blue, but I kind of like, how the Mont Saint-Michel is completely yellow and it's all blue. It's like the golden hour. Same thing, if you find it's too blue, well, you can just, take some blues out and maybe, take off some vibration just a little bit, some saturation, I'm sorry. Okay, that's the original photo. That's the first retouch, and that's the second retouch. Okay, and then we go to Rome and the Colosseum, gladiators. Here they come. And on this one, I'm going to leave the first one untouched. I'm going to go to colors, Night City. I think this one worked really well. Night City, make it, just a pretty sort of daylight retouching, pretty intense. Now on this one, I would probably go down and do a little, upright function. I would probably do a little vignette here on the bottom of it, just to close more the photo. But something like that, and I have a version of the Colosseum. Okay, another version that I really liked is Golden Lights. On Tones, Golden Lights. That's one of the presets that I think works really well. It gives like a sort of, very dramatic, very gladiator-like movie. Something I would do the lens correction on this one. I would probably also add a bit of vignetting, at the bottom. Just to close the photo even more. Something like that. Not open up the shadows. Yeah. But I love the result, that's the result. Let me show you the first version. Okay, and that's the first retouch, sort of daylight. And this one is completely like a ancient type of retouching, works really well. I would not have done that if I didn't have the presets. Okay, last but not least, this is just a symmetry that I took in the countryside. And on this one, I took wartime. Now look what wartime does to it. Wow, it brings like, I don't know, it just looks like an horror movie poster. I would do still the, the upright function. Maybe not that much. I would do it. I would just do it a little bit. You can go to manual and just, vertical just a little bit. I don't want to cut so much of the top of the constraint strop. But I like that, and I would add some of my color effect, but it's a good result. It's kind of HDR looking. So as I said, it's just a lot of starting points. This one I would probably add a bit more contrast, but it's really something that you can play around with, and you will do photos, and people love presets. Usually photographers don't like them so much, but people that will look at your photography, they will love it. It's for them that you do that. They love this type of effect. And this one is the most advanced presets I ever done on landscapes. So now, how do you install them? It's pretty easy because once you bought them on my website, you're going to get a folder. On that folder, you just double click on it and it's going to unzip it. Then what you do, so the folder is, let me show you what it looks like. The folder is here. I'm going to take it in a second. Okay. It's called Photo Serge Volume 4 Landscape. That's the folder, okay? And it's got 75 presets in it. Now, all you have to do is right click and click on copy. You put it into memory, okay? Then you go to your Lightroom and you go to to Lightroom, Preference. I think on Windows it's File Preference. You go to the second tab called Preset, Show Lightroom Preset folder. Okay, that's gonna bring you to this window. You got Lightroom here, and that's all the preset folders. You have to understand that Lightroom is completely based on preset. What you're looking for is the develop preset folder. There you have it. And all you have to do is right click and paste what you've put into memory. So you're gonna paste the folder called Photo Serge Volume 4 Landscape with a 75 preset. Then all you have to do is restart your Lightroom, and there you go. You're ready to rock and roll and retouch some photos. So hope you like it and hope it's going to inspire you to try some of this crazy look. Thank you very much, and let's get back to the studio. Okay guys, I hope you like this and you will play around with it and try a few things. It will take you to places you did not expect. If you can share this episode on your social networks, that'd be awesome, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.